Hey everybody. This is the Paws Up halftime report. That is my good friend and co-host Kevin Barral. I am Jake Gibson, and your score at halftime: FIU 6, Middle Tennessee 31. Look, all right, let's get right into it, Kevin. That was a pretty horrific first half of football, both offensively and defensively. We had talked about FIU needing to come into this game being aggressive on both sides of the ball, and they didn't do any of that. Just like in their games against UTEP and Jacksonville State, Middle Tennessee got to an early lead, and FIU pretty much had no say for the first half, and now they have just a near impossible hill to climb if they want to get back into this game.
Yeah, I think you said it best. Especially just a lot of bad mistakes on FIU's end. You look over at Kiwan getting sacked and the fumble. That can't happen. Honestly, that just can't happen in any game. Which was taken back for the touchdown. You can't tackle Elijah Metcalf. That was the first touchdown they gave up, if I recall.
Yeah.
That was really bad. Bobby Sala Jr. and I'm not trying to call him out, but couldn't get the tackle whatsoever. He had him on the floor essentially, and the guy literally got up and kept going. You can't do what you did towards the end of the half there, where you're not going for it on fourth down, which they should have. You're
Right.
at 50. You should go for it. You're getting the ball in the second half. Try to score something to then get the ball back in the second half, make something out of it, and get a close game. You don't go for it. You punt it away. You give Middle Tennessee excellent field position, and then they go on, and it was DJ England Jr. who DJ England Chisholm Jr. I think is what his name, or Chisholm, was able to
No relation to Jazz Chisholm. No relation to Jazz.
But yeah, just a tough first half. Nick Fatiato is having himself a day, 228 passing yards, completing 16 of 22 passes, 73% passing rate, 3 touchdowns. Kewan Jenkins, man, why haven't been they haven't that last drive leading up to the Chase Gabriel field goal. Shout out Chase, having a nice day, 2 for 2, 142, yeah. And then that one. Why haven't they been doing that throughout the whole game is my question. They obviously know Middle Tennessee can't defend the pass very well. They've been shout out Ross Fournette, who got his first reception of the season, was not aware.
Yeah, that was cool.
I'm very surprised he hasn't been playing more. Rocky Beers having himself a very nice game.
Yes.
Already at, I want to say, where is it? Rocky Beers. 3 receptions for 49 yards. Eric Rivers also having a very nice game. 4 receptions for 41 yards. Just a tough game for FIU for the most part. Donovan Manuel, essentially not real right now in this FIU defense. Only 4 total tackles, all of them solo. Yeah. Reggie Peterson already at 10 total tackles. So nice to see that there.
But yeah, Reggie's having a good game.
Yeah. But it's been a tough night. It's been a tough first half, and
it's tough.
FIU right now has the chance to make the biggest comeback in program history. So let's see
that would be nice. But I mean, yeah, just looking at the play-by-play of every FIU drive, 2 straight punts, the scoop and score, which hurt, that first field goal by Chase, 3 straight punts, and then the field goal there at the end. Offensively, they were stagnant. As soon as they had the ball, first play on offense, they ran a QB sneak on first, and I was like, oh, that's not a good sign for the way they're gonna treat Jenkins this game. And as you had mentioned in the pregame, they're without their probably their 2 best offensive linemen. So we had thought Jenkins is gonna have to be moving around a lot, and yeah, he's had to. The offensive line is not giving him much time in the pocket to throw deep. He's been having to do these little check downs here and there because by the time he wants to throw deep, well, there's already a Blue Raider or 2 in his face. So, well, with that said, we saw last game a couple weeks ago, they took Jenkins out in exchange for Grayson James. Let's make a prediction. Do you think they're going to do that again?
I don't think so. That final drive was a little bit promising. I think they'll give Q1 a little bit of a leash there in that case. I think, if he continues to do that, and the broadcast was talking about it, I think they've been a little incorrect with a couple things, but that's not it. I agree. Yeah, they called Josiah Meehan in the backup tight end. But anyways, yeah, I think it's fair to say that when the one thing the broadcast has said that I agreed with is that MTSU has really been struggling with the sidelines. those catches on sidelines. Obviously, Ross Fournier's first catch of the season was from the sideline. You had the Chris Mitchell catch, Eric Rivers. They've been struggling from sideline to sideline coverage, and that's something FIU really needs to take an advantage of. Shout out to Shamar Lawrence, by the way. He's having a very nice game for FIU. He already has 25 rushing yards, and he's also made a big impact on the air game. Already one reception for 10 yards. That was a first down conversion, something FIU has really not been able to do besides on 2 singular drives. And you just look at the comparisons and all that stuff. FIU actually, funny enough, has 12 first downs today. They've converted 4 third downs. So those really coming in the last final drives of the game for the Panthers. Thankfully, they do get the ball in the second half. So if they want to keep going, they really need to score in this first drive of the half.
Now, funnily enough, a lot of statistics between FIU and Middle Tennessee's offense are about the same. They both have the same number of first downs, 12 each. The time of possession difference is only 20 seconds, 14:50 for FIU, 15:10 for Middle Tennessee. But when it comes to actual yards, FIU is getting smoked on defense. There's no other way to put it. In the tackling, you recall Middle Tennessee's first touchdown. Forgive me for not remembering the FIU defensive player who attempted to make the tackle, but he bounced off of the wideout for Middle Tennessee, bounced off of him like a trampoline and just kept going into the end zone. That is an unacceptable tackle in a game full of unacceptable tackles so far for this FIU team. It's been ridiculous. Middle Tennessee has been having their way. This is the best offense Middle Tennessee has had in months. It's been rough, right? I don't think Middle Tennessee has had a first half where they've scored this many points this season. 31 and one half.
I think the good thing for FIU here is let's see how they come out in the second half. FIU has a chance to potentially come back, and that's something that's really good. FIU is facing a team that it kind of feels like they got a rhythm against them finally in that final drive. Let's see if Grayson's the starter. If Grayson is the starter, which I wouldn't be totally against. Man, this FIU team may be cooking something.
They might be cooking something, but let's not count our chickens until we put them in the basket, man.
Defense also struggled. I think I could mention it now. I'll mention it on here, and then I'll put another report earlier throughout the week. So I was told that Jacob Peace retired from football. He is no longer playing. He decided to leave the team this past week, and we wish him nothing but the best, honestly.
Yeah.
He was a great guy talking to the media. No complaints on my end about him, and we wish him the best. Injuries suck. He went through a couple this season itself, missed a lot of games, and just got to wish him the best moving forward. This is a guy who was supposed to be the anchor of this offensive line, and he struggled to stay on the field, but we wish him the best. John Bonk is in Miami. He did not travel with the team. We saw him yesterday. Don't really know why he's not. I would assume it's some sort of injury, unless he also decided to retire. But from what we know, Jacob Peace is no longer playing with FIU, and he's not on the roster.
Yeah, so a tough situation there, and it's definitely hurting this offense so far. And funny, we pretty much felt the same way at halftime with FIU and San Diego State. It was the same sort of vibes during that halftime show, and of course, things really flipped the bed in the postgame show following what we saw in that game. We'll see if it happens this week, but hopefully no fair catch interference penalties today, right, Kevin? We don't hopefully stay away from those. But
and by the way, I don't know if you noticed this. Well, obviously, did you? We were both watching this game when they went in with DJ Riles, the backup quarterback for MTSU. They got clicking there. They just were running some quarterback draws, and then they brought in Battiato back, but they kept Riles in the game, and they were just doing some different motions out there. Battiato went to the running back spot. He went into wide. That was very impressive stuff by Rick Stocksville in the offense there. But also, I mean, Floyd Field is low-key a curse for FIU.
It is low-key a curse. By the way, that backup quarterback scheme definitely was something FIU was not prepared for, and Middle Tennessee knew that.
Yeah, and again, it goes back to them knowing that FIU struggles against the rush. So we'll see what happens. Obviously, FIU still has 2 quarters to play. They get the ball here now. So if you get a touchdown here, you feel like you have a shot at just making one final push.
been weird. We thought it was going to be a passing shootout, but instead FIU has relied on the run game, and it's been doing all right so far. We'll see what happens at halftime or at the end of the game. We'll be back for the post-game show. But again, your score, FIU 6 and Middle Tennessee 31. Let's see if some magic happens. We'll catch you all after the game. Pause up.